Hi, fourth graders. Today we're on Unit 4, Lesson 6. We're going to be learning about pictographs. The definition of a pictograph is a graph that uses pictures or symbols to represent data. This pictograph shows how many books 5 students checked out of the library in 1 year. So look at the graph. It says books checked out of library. Each red book represents 5 books. So each red book up here, we need to multiply by 5 to get that person's total. So let's read number 1 together, and then we will solve that equation together. Write an addition equation and a subtraction equation to compare the number of books Tariq checked out, which we'll use a T for Tariq, to the number of books Jamarcus checked out, which we'll use a J for Jamarcus. First, we need to find the total books that they checked out. So let's start with Tariq. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red books on his pictograph line. We need to multiply that by 5 to get his total. So that's 30. How many books did Jamarcus check out? I see 3 books on his line. So 3 times 5 equals 15. Okay, now we can write an equation. It says write an addition equation. So let's start with addition first. So we need to compare the number of books Tariq checked out. Let me label these here. Tariq and Jamarcus. Okay. To the number of books that Jamarcus checked out. So here we go. Jamarcus had 15 books. So if we add another 15, we will get Tariq's total. So there's an equation that is comparing the two amounts of books. J for Jamarcus. Jamarcus's total, which is 15, plus another 15 will get us to 30, which is Tariq's total. All right, now let's finish the second half of that problem. Now we need to write a subtraction equation that compares Tariq's total to Jamarcus's total. So let's take Tariq's first because his amount is bigger, right? We can't subtract a smaller number. We can't do like 15 minus 30. We have to start with a bigger number on top. So Tariq's number goes first because it's bigger. Tariq minus 15 equals Jamarcus. So if you take Tariq's total of 30 and subtract an additional 15, you'll get Jamarcus's total of 15. So these are your two equations for number 1. So both of those should be written down for number 1. Okay, I'm gonna erase some of this so I have room to write number 2 down here. There's probably a faster way to do this. I'm sorry, it's taking a couple minutes here. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Such a nice day on Sunday. All right, here we go. Let me get my pen going again. I'll use blue this time. Number 2, write a multiplication equation and a division equation and compare the number of books Naji that she checked out to the number of books Celine checked out. So let's do the same thing we did for number 1. Let's find their totals first. So Naji checked out, and there's 2 books on her line, but we have to times that by 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. Now let's find out how many books Celine checked out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if I counted that right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 times 5 equals 40. Now we need to write a multiplication equation. Let's do that one first. That compares the number of books Naji checked out, which is the top number, to the number of books that Celine checked out, which is the second number. So how many how many times does 10 go into 40? 4 times, okay? So Celine checked out 4 times as many books as Najee. So our equation is going to look like this. 4 times n, 4 times n, which is Najee, 4 times 10 equals Celine's total. So 4 times n, we could substitute the n for 10, equals Celine, whose number is 40. Good. Now we need to write a division equation that compares the two. So now when we divide, we're going to start with the bigger number. So Celine has the bigger number. We're going to divide that by 4 to get Najee's total. So let's plug in the numbers and see if we're right. Celine, her number is 40, divided by 4 equals Najee's total, which is 10. Perfect. So this needs to go on number 2, and this goes on number 2. This is your multiplication equation. This is your division equation. Okay, I'm going to try using this for an eraser. I think it will erase a little quicker this time. And if you guys have any questions, just send me a note on Seesaw. And if you want to do a one-on-one Google Meet where I can explain this to you more thoroughly, feel free to reach out and we can set up a time to do that as well. All right, now, number 3. Celine checked out twice as many books as which student? So Celine checked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 5. So she's the one that checked out 40 books. That's twice as many books as who? So what's half of this? Half of 40 is 20. So we need to find somebody who checked out 20 books. But not 20 rectangles here. Remember there, we times them by 5. So you would need to do 20 divided by 5 equals 4. So you are looking for somebody who has 4 red books on their line. Do you see who that would be? I see Brooke. Right here, Brooke has 4. Good job. Okay, now let's do number 4. Which student checked out 30 fewer books than Celine? So we know Celine checked out 40. Who checked out 30 fewer books? So that would be 10. Who checked out 10 books? Not 10 red squares here. Remember, one book represents 5. So we would need to divide that by 5, which would be 2. So who has 2 red squares? Najee does. Good. Number 5. Hold on a second. I'm going to erase this. Okay. Number 5. The number of books Dawson checked out is not shown. Yeah, we don't see Dawson's name up here. If Jamarcus checked out 10 more books than Dawson, how many books did Dawson check out? So how many books did Jamarcus check out? Let's see. 1, 2, 3 times 5 equals 15. So Jamarcus checked out 15. So the number of books Dawson checked out is not shown. If Jamarcus checked out 10 more books than Dawson, how many books did Dawson check out? So how would we solve that? This is 10 more than Dawson. This is Jamarcus. we would do 15 minus 10 equals 5. 5 books. All right, good. Your assignment is to do the next page, which is 206. There is a bar graph on the top of the page that you are going to be looking at to find all of your information. So when you need to write equations, reference back to this page that we just did, page 205. I hope you're writing down all the answers that I showed you so you can look back and use that as an example if you're stuck. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a good day, you guys.